Greetings and welcome finally to the Mod of the Month video for May 2017, featuring the winning mods for Morrowind May Modathon Month modding competition, and in total 29 mods were submitted for the competition, making it one of the most successful modding competitions in Elder Scrolls modding history. And today we're going to be looking at the top 3 highest rated mods as decided by our panel of judges. There were a few close calls here, and other than Immersive Madness, which was picked as the favourite of every judge, our panel had differing opinions on the second and third picks for the Mod of the Month. As a result, since we're only showcasing the top 3 mods here, I wanted to briefly mention the runners-up in the competition. First of all is Christmas PBR by Flash313, which came in 4th place, followed by Vivek Guild of Mages, expansion by Mordaxis in 5th place, and the Fires of Orc by Gavrillo93 in 6th place. Now, before we get started with the actual showcase here, I wanted to mention that Morrowind Madness, our team-based modding competition, will be starting on September 1st this year. More details will be made available in the coming months, but for those interested in participating, it's never too early to start forming teams. Now, real quick, you'll find the download links for all the mods shown today in the video description below. So let's get started with our mod of the month for this year's Morrowind May Modathon, which this time around is Immersive Madness by Rot. And we've already covered Immersive Madness a bit back in our last set of Modathon showcase videos, but for those who missed that, Immersive Madness is a fairly sizable quest mod that allows you to join the Cult of Sheogorath in Morrowind, either on Vardenfell or on Tamari Build's Morrowind mainland. Adding, I think, it's over a dozen quests, and you'll get to experience the madness of daily life in a Sheogorath cult with a ton of well-written and certainly hilarious dialogue for you to read through here. And this mod was selected as the personal favourite of every judge during the competition, and you know, it's little wonder. Sheogorath mods do tend to be quite popular, and some of you may remember it was a Sheogorath mod, the Wabbajack, that was largely credited with securing victory for Team Wretched Netch in December's Morrowind Modding Madness competition. And indeed, you might want to consider playing these two mods together if you're a fan of Sheogorath-inspired madness. But anyway, moving on, this is a rather hard mod to showcase here, because as I've mentioned before in our last showcase of Immersive Madness, I really don't want to spoil anything. This is a mod that's best experienced by yourself. But I will say that the quests involve everything from finding missing buttocks to beating up rocks and other inanimate objects for making fun of your fellow cultists, setting people on fire, and fighting duels to the death via staring contests. There's plenty of absurd shenanigans and typical Sheogorath madness here to keep your interest, and it's a lot of fun to play through on your own. As you work your way through these quests, you'll earn demotions, because the newest member of the Cult of Sheogorath is always a High Priest, which comes with a Colovian fur hat and a useless wooden staff, of course. And as High Priest, you must wear this hat to denote your rank. And again, you'll have to do quests to your fellow cultists to earn the right for a demotion and to finally take that blasted hat off. There's also a ton of non-quest dialogue, providing a bit of, amusing background to this particular Sheogorath cult. But I'm going to leave off here because, again, as I've said so many times already, I want to avoid spoilers. You should really just, go play this mod for yourself and enjoy. And with its creative and extremely entertaining quest design, Immersive Madness has more than earned our Mod of the Month award, and it'll certainly be a contender for the top 10 best Morrowind mods of 2017 as well. Now, going into our second pick, we have the Morrowind Randomizer by Mort and Greatness 7. And this came in 2nd place. Pretty much all the judges enjoyed the concept to one degree or another. And essentially what this mod does is randomize the location of over 49 unique and legendary artifacts, weapons, and armors, including Daedric weapons and armors. And this is a really remarkable mod for those of us who've, over the years of playing Morrowind, have pretty much memorized locations of most of the legendary weapons and artifacts in the game, such as the Mentor's Ring, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now. And instead you'll find different artifacts in different locations, sometimes in containers that previously contained a set artifact in the vanilla game, and sometimes you'll find them on random NPCs, or random containers, or just someplace out in the wilderness. Now, this mod isn't completely without hints though. If you really want to try and find an artifact and have no idea where to start, you'll find this Oracle Stone near the Shrine of Azura, where you can go once a day to try and get a hint about the possible location of some random artifact. It won't tell you which one, of course, and the message with the location will flash up only for a short while. So you'll need to write it down quickly, or just, come back again the next day. And if you try and get 2 hints on the same day, you'll just get this message over and over again to come back later, so this vastly limits your cheating abilities to track down artifacts. Now, it should be mentioned that this mod does also basically include Mort's other mod, One of a Kind, which limits the number of Daedric weapons and armor pieces that you can find in the game to just 1 of each. So, for example, there's only 1 Daedric War Axe, and these are also randomized along with the artifact locations. So instead of some legendary weapon, you may come across a Daedric weapon instead. Of course, this also means that the Dremora and Golden Saints in Morrowind have had all their Daedric weapons and shields removed from their leveled lists. So, you can't just farm them for Daedric equipment like you could in the past. But going back to the randomization feature here, while some artifacts can be found in typical, artifact containers, you'll often have to, thoroughly search a location in order to find what you're looking for, and sometimes they're not going to be in any containers, but rather on NPCs, including NPCs in a relatively civilized area. So if you want to complete your Daedric armor collection, or just, get hands on one of those last legendary items, you're going to have to, get some innocent blood on your hands. Now, keep in mind that not every artifact has been touched by this mod. Those other quests important, and particularly tied to one NPC, such as Umbra, are still in their same locations, and overall, this is just a really great mod to use if you want to make your Morrowind feel a bit more, new and exciting, without knowing the exact location of everything right off the bat, due to years of playing Morrowind already. Hence why this is our second pick for the Mod of the Month award. Finally, we have our third place winner, the Royal Game of by Lord Brandis. And everyone loves finding new stuff to collect and add to their collections, and clearly the judges are fans of collectibles, because while this may be a small mod, it was enjoyed by pretty much our entire judge panel. And if you missed our previous showcase of the Royal Game of basically what this mod does is adds a new ancient board game with pieces scattered across the Dwemer ruins of Morrowind for you to find. The game itself is based on the real-life board game by the same name, the Royal Game of one of the first board games known to exist, dating back over 4,000 years ago to the ancient Sumerians. And as you explore Dwemer ruins, you'll come across game figurines for 2 players, as well as a number of multi-sided dice and an actual game board. To find the whole set, you'll have to do an awful lot of dungeon delving, and because some of these game pieces are quite small, you'll really need to keep an eye out to make sure you don't miss anything. And you can see the board game set up here, and it has to be said that there's just, really an amazing and intricate amount of detail to the design of all the pieces here. They feel like a natural extension of the Dwemer artifacts that you can find in the game. And as I've already said in past videos, I love to collect Dwemer artifacts myself, so having more stuff to loot and decorate my home with is always a plus. Overall, the complete game comes with 1 game board, 7 figurines for each player, and a couple of dice. You could theoretically play this game by yourself or with a friend on TS3MP if you wanted to, and either way, it's a nice addition to any collection, and with such clear and detailed craftsmanship and a simple design that makes you want to explore Dwemer ruins even more. It's no wonder this came in 3rd place overall in the competition. Now that's pretty much everything we have for you today. This was a really great competition overall, with a lot of interesting mods that got released, a lot of which we didn't get the opportunity to show off here. And for those of you who want to check out some of the other mods that got released for the Modathon, you'll find a link to a full download list of participating mods down in the video description below. And I want to thank all the modders who participated this year for making this another historic competition, and I hope to see you all for next year's Modathon, or even sooner for the Morrowind Madness competition. And anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time with our next video showcase.